aboard HMS Piss the League. Here we are, my friends. Look at that. Champions. Give us the crown now.
We've been down this road before.
In Lambo we trust. Honestly, right, jokes aside, 4-1, Edwards with 2, Chambers, Bishop. Where do we start? Let's start with a sloggy start. Let's get the negative Nancy out of the way. We didn't want them to sit back, but they came out and sat back, which is understandable. I've been a manager. I know what I would have said to my team at half-time. Nice and tight. Keep it compact. Don't give anything away. Don't let them back in the game. Don't give them a sniff of it. But we did. Were you worried at all?
A little bit. A little bit I was. I don't think the commentary helps too much.
No. Big things. No, sorry. Little things are big things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Jackson going down like he'd been shot. And then you see the video. What? It's fine.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking. We went down a gear, didn't we? Say we've been in third gear, whatever, first half. We certainly came out first or second gear in the second half and gave them that. It's a bit of a sloppy goal, really, wasn't it? But, I mean, listen, if you're going to be contending at the top end of the table, you can't be dropping points from being 3-0 up at half time, can you? But the scoreline's comfortable in it, 4-1.
We've got N'Golo Kante Jr. in the stream. We are privileged. Huge dub. Joe Dickerson, did they have someone called Baked Potato? I don't know. I didn't hear that. Barry Mann, stats for today seem a lot better, but we still give the opponents way too much possession. That's Paul Lambert probably messaging me there now. Eric Clacton still driving home. Wicked Wing, King Edwards. So, who was our man of the match? Guys, before I ask both of you, guys, we want your input in today's stream. I know it's a win. I know it's easy just to log off and go and have a beer, points, and let it go. But we want your guys, your comments rather, in the chat, or come on the show. You can lose my face, you can lose Matt's face, and we can have you on the show with Amy swigging her cider like she's down the park. There you go.
Still the same cider? Is that still the same one?
Of course.
No, I cracked open the wine.
WKD Blue. Daniel Carter, top of the league, baby. So we've got Andy Hobbs on Facebook. Awesome game, solid at the back, good attacking prowess. Lee Harrington, good afternoon, Trig. Edwards got to plan left every week, man of the match. Benjamin Michael, great result. Now we see how many more players we've lost over the next couple of days. And Lou and Stu, welcome in Lou and Stu. Edwards' first touch for the fourth goal. Wow. So, who's man of the match now? I've got a lot of love for Guion, Amy. Was he your man of the match?
Yeah, totally with you on that. I still to be sold on him until today. He's been improving ever since he came to us. But for me, he was never a favourite, but definitely today, of course, with the 2 goals. I missed the blooming second one because my phone cut out. I'm not happy. I've had a right rant in my other half about how crap our internet is. But I was there for the rest of the absolutely terrible second half. But I did obviously get to see his other goal and not forgetting his beautiful assist for Chambers' goal as well.
Matt?
Yeah, totally agree with Amy. Edwards. I mean, he was someone I gave a red card to when we were sort of talking about, give him a green card for staying at town and red for leaving in the summer. And I said, he kind of annoyed me. He was like, again, like a Hughes, he was under the radar. Wasn't really offering us anything like he had done when he made his debut, when he'd scored on his debut against Blackburn. And everyone remembers that little bit of trickery down the right and sort of Brazilian trickery. He looked absolutely fantastic. He looks a shadow of that player. But now we look like we've got that player again. And, no surprise in my view that he's now playing on the left, which is his favoured position, and he's starting to make inroads. I mean, that, like we just said, that ball from Chambers and then the little bit of control past that number 2 to score was fantastic. It amused me that Brenner
that was sexy football. That was.
Oh, it was. It amused me that Brenner and Neil Rimmer thought that number 2 was decent. Every time Edwards the ball, he left him for dust.
Turned him inside out, didn't he? Every single which way. Edwards, that last goal for Edwards. Oh, beautiful. Takes the touch, beats the man.
Rub it in.
I was just, I wasn't sure
I've still not seen it.
Well, make sure you catch it back because it was a fantastically wonderful goal. Real team sort of goal. In overall performance, I really enjoyed today. Shame we couldn't go. Shame it wasn't a home game because it would have been fantastic to watch. But it's just, the way it is. Sometimes we've been known to play really well and not score goals, but today we played well and we scored goals with it.
Yeah.
You know, before the game, when I didn't see Sears playing, I was a little bit dubious. I'm going to be brutally honest and lay it out there. I was a bit, I don't know about that. But Edwards today, he did what he can do, and that's what the frustrating part is, Matt. You're right about him. But he's that sort of player. He's an out-and-out winger. Sometimes they are 10 out of 10. They hit it, and they're just beautiful players. Other times, you're left pulling your hair out thinking, where is Edwards of last week?
Yeah, exactly. And also, we have to think to ourselves, that was a great bit of management from Lambert to swap it round and put Edwards over there, because I'm not sure if Sears would have scored those goals. Freddie seems to need a lot of chances.
Terrible management putting him on the other side in the first place.
Yeah. That's true.
We got Rob Davies, Bishop, Edwards added goals to their game, making all the difference, and he's also added fan out to that game. Dean still has a career.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, he's been around ages. Yeah.
Crunch87 wants a big shout out to Wilson, such an undervalued member of the squad. He's okay, but he's not Luke Wolfenden.
No.
Full stop.
I did also think for their goal, maybe I need to watch it again, but I thought he held back a bit because he was like marking the player, and then he I felt like he could have dealt with it.
Yeah, I thought that to begin with. The ball actually ricocheted off Chambers, didn't it? But you thought Holy should have saved that.
Oh, we've got a 6'9", 7 foot goalkeeper. If he comes out and smothers that ball with some intent, the referee's not going to award a penalty for it because it's fully intent on the ball.
But did he think Wilson was dealing with it? Sorry, I keep correcting you.
No, you're fine. No, it's your job. You're the guest. It's fine. I just thought, and I'm going to get people to go, he's not Bart. You're right. It's not Bart. Today's a clean sheet. We've got Peter Cox in the chat. Peter Cox, welcome to the show, my man. Thanks for joining us again. What did you make of today's performance?
Well, that's what the doctor ordered. I mean, when I was watching the first half, I thought, here we go, Milton Keynes Dons again. We scored early.
For sure, yeah.
We scored early, and then there was a particularly nasty challenge on Judge there, and I thought, here we go again. The player should have been sent off, but no, he didn't. I thought, everything was taken together, but then everything clicked in. Three absolutely great goals. Well, all three were well taken. Chambers, as he said in the commentary, absolutely worthy goal. I'm not sure it was quite worthy, but
for Chambers it is.
For Chambers it is, yeah, absolutely. It was. I mean, he took it on the volley, absolutely brilliant. Edwards, fantastic. He was brilliant throughout, and he took that goal well. And then Teddy Bishop, not quite 60-minute Bishop today, but almost a 70-minute Bishop. And he ran at the players, what he can do, and then bang, away he goes. It's a goal, brilliant, absolutely great away performance. As you said, I was thinking, here we go, Milton Keynes Dons again. Lambert getting manager of the month. I thought, all the Garbett being in the side and Wall being in the side. I thought everything set up for the way. I know in the Sunday show last week, the Cruncher said first away defeat in the season, and I did agree with him. But fantastic
today as well.
Of course he was. Yeah, Mr. Moss.
So were you, Matt?
I thought it'd be a draw. I thought it was going to be a draw. But here's a question for you, Peter. Here's a question for you. Is it because I said to the boys on WhatsApp at half time, the fans deserve this 3-0 half time.
Yeah, we do.
We deserve performance, right? But is it when the second half started and Blackpool looked more on top of the game, we all started getting nervous and it gets to 3-1?
Yeah. I did. Yeah.
Do you think it's our mentality over the years where we've underachieved and we've suddenly become pessimistic when there's pressure? Do you know what I mean? We're 3-1 up. Everyone's going, oh my God, it could be 3-3.
Yeah. And I was thinking that goal went in and I thought, Here we go again. It was slightly better. We definitely had a first half performance, not quite so good second half, but we're not quite there. How long is it going to be till Town can actually perform for 90 minutes? But it's a 4-1 away win, and every team in the world at any level. Absolutely fantastic.
I did think it was interesting. The commentators were saying, he made me laugh, River, because he said that we were the best footballing side in the league. I was like, we're only a month in.
Which they were,
a bit. We were today, absolutely.
Well, we were today, yeah.
They were saying, weren't they, when we're playing against another team who are trying to play football, we are going to win out all along. It's when the other team gets gritty and they're like, just challenging and sort of shithousing it basically, and they're just trying to sort of take shots and things like that,
And
we're going to struggle.
And what's the difference today? We were playing against a team who tried to play football, as you said.
Yeah.
We then come up, as you said, Amy, we come up against a gritty side. We struggle a bit.
Could be a different story.
That's what I think. Like
Absolutely,
second half, Blackpool got more gritty, didn't they? They just got a bit more like chance.
Which is
like
probably
they
what they
went
were
for their
told at our
chances.
time.
Well, they've
exactly.
been humiliated, haven't they? They've been humiliated in their own patch.
Again, 2 weeks in a row at home.
So I don't necessarily think we took our foot off the pedal. I just think that Blackpool knew how to play against us second half.
I just hope that some of these results, we start getting more of these results, and then we can start losing that kind of pessimistic side. Like Jackson goes down injured. Oh my God, he's going to be out for 6 months. You know what I mean?
You thought that with the referee stopping the game, you thought, oh no, not another bloody injury. Where was Nolan today? Is it another injury?
I think Martin said it was a calf thing, wasn't it?
Precautionary withdrawal for a calf strain, but we didn't miss him. We didn't miss him. We didn't miss the ginger perlo. No, I certainly didn't, because I don't like eating crow too many weeks in a row. It's bad for the diet. Peter, before we let you go, and thanks for coming on, my man. We've got Adam Tanner on tomorrow's show.
I can see that.
What is your favourite memory of Adam Tanner?
The goal at Anfield. Without a shadow of a doubt, that goal at Anfield. Getting the one another absolute dire season for Town in the Premier League when we went down. But that goal, 1-0. Yeah, that is my Adam Tanner moment.
I think that one match of the day's goal of the month, didn't it, Peter? If I remember right.
His goal at home to Leicester in his debut was a pretty good finish as well.
A fair shout, yeah.
He had a very good of those. And you're man of the match today, Peter.
Oh, that's an easy one. Edwards.
All right, imagine Edward didn't play. Hard to imagine. But who else? I want a bit of flavour, you see. Who else?
Standout performers. It was obviously Edwards, but Chambers had a bit of a steady game.
Made the fourth goal as well.
Made the fourth goal, yeah. I'll give it to Chamber after, but Edwards, easy one.
Perfect. We'll see you tomorrow, Peter.
Yeah,
lot of respect. Amy, sorry, Peter. Amy, so Chambers there. I've had a comment on Facebook regarding Chambers, and I just want to address it because it's a fair comment, to be fair. And it's from Ad. Chambers has been slated, but he has started the season on fire. His pass with Edwards' second goal was fire emoji, and the goal weren't bad, but Edwards the best player on the pitch today. Luke Chambers, he has been slated, and at times rightfully so. I'm going to be honest, I'm one of those. I'm probably the chief one of those. However, today he was really good, wasn't he, as Peter said?
Yeah, I always think that our fans are hard on him. I think that particularly when you consider how Ipswich he is through and through, it really frustrates me that we've finally got a player that loves this club. We've been waiting decades for this, for a player that loves the club. He's on a level with Matty Holland, and it takes a lot for me to say that because Matt Holland is my god. So he's a great. I think he's great. Of course he's aging. Of course he's slowing down. But he's been back. He's not on okay, but that was the wrong thing to say because it's back into that legend. When you talk about the legends of the club, Chambers is the best one since Matt Holland. Does that make sense? He's not. Of course, he's not Matt Holland, but he's the best one he's the best captain we've had since in terms of loving the club, wanting to play for us, wanting us to do well because we're Ipswich, and that. For me, makes it really hard when people are so critical of him. I get why people are critical of him. And I think you guys have said it, and I've been saying it with my mates in WhatsApp during the game. He should have always been a right back. It's as simple as that. He never should have been moved to the middle. My opinion was that when he moved to the middle, he covered the right back position as well as trying to play the centre. But not always. He cocked up. So I do think that him being back in that position, he's now finally getting to be the best he can be. And actually, if he hasn't got many seasons left in him, wouldn't it be nice for him to finish on a high with us all enjoying him playing and maybe with us going up this year?
I agree with all that, Amy. I agree with you. But what happens to Luke Chambers then when Kane Vincent Young comes back?
I knew you were going there, and I was just about to say.
Kane Vincent Young.
I was just about to say. It depends on Ward. If Ward's out for a while, I've got no problems playing KV White left back.
Yeah.
No problems whatsoever because I've always. erred on the side of I'm not Chambers' biggest fan when he's played centre half. When he's played right back, I've been more critical of the fact he doesn't really offer the Kane Vincent Young ability. But defensively at right back, you can look after him, you can hide his frailties, and he's generally a pretty good player and has a nick of getting in the right place at the right time. A la today, Doncaster many years ago. I'd play him at right back. I think fans take to him better at right back. But it's just the way it is, you know. But he's always wanted to be a centre half. And I think I said to you in the WhatsApp group, Matt, in the 90s, before Pep Guardiola, before Arsene Wenger, it'd have been a nailed on right back in every single team because he's that old fashioned, no frills, but can offer something. Yeah, sort of a Lee Dixon type, which is a big shoes to fill, I know, but he's that almost that style. Do you know what I mean?
It's a good show. I like the idea of Kane going over to left back, and as our friend Joe said on the, from the Championship show, said they thought he was a better left back at Colchester than he was on the right, so we get the best of both worlds, maybe.
Yeah. MW Chambers has been great this season. I'm the first to write Elsie out of the picture at centre back. Sorry, Amy. People use the legend tag too easy. When you have players like Walk, The Beat, any of the team from the 1981 season, they are legends. You can't use that current players.
Yeah, I know what Amy's saying.
In my defence, Phil, I completely corrected myself on that. Totally. Sorry, you are right. I don't. What I mean is of this not generation, but of this era. He is because of his love for the club, in my opinion.
I know what you mean, and you can read a fantastic article written by you on Legends by going to Amy's Twitter account and she'll post the link this evening. It's a fantastic article. Even I enjoyed it.
You can be a legend without winning honours, can't you, mate? You could be a legend without winning. Like Mickey Stockwell, I think is a legend. Just because how many games he played for.
Is he a legend or a good player?
No, legend. He's done hundreds of games for Ipswich. That's still legendary status for me.
Okay. John Fleming, Chambers good at right back in a poor league. Karen Barfield, a decent performance, 4 goals, good all over the pitch, and now we are top of the league. Yeah, I mean, that's really what we're talking about here, isn't it? It's top of the league. Yeah. It's easy stuff. We're riding high in October again, waiting to slip up. The difference this time feels different. And I think Holy was right, not spot on in terms of, it feels like promotion, but in terms of it feels so much different now than last year. Like today we were convincing. Last year we were never ever ever convincing.
No, we only really had 4-1 victories at home, didn't we? We had that Tranmere one early doors, but nothing like we saw today.
It's a fair point. David Pascoe, Chambers has also helped this season by the fact he's not having to act as a manager by proxy, either through man management or tactics. That's a good segue onto a manager who has been under pressure, sacked in September a lot of times. The only person more under pressure probably is Boris Johnson. What has he done right? Has he weathered the storm? Has he bought himself more time? Or is he only ever going to be one bad defeat away from, fans calling for it?
I don't know. It's the fickle nature of some of our fan base, isn't it? We could just lose to Accrington and then it all starts again, doesn't it? But we are going to lose games. It's a 46 league game season, right? We are going to lose games. So, you have to accept that. No one's going to go 46 games. I mean, look, bloody hell. Liverpool just got done 7-2 at Aston Villa. Things happen, don't they?
Crazy. 2020 in a nutshell.
Yeah. So we are going to lose matches, but it just means that we have to, when we do, we have to bounce back. And strike and get those 3 points again. So we're always keeping that gap there for us.
Has he weathered the storm for you, Amy?
Yeah, and I'm really frustrated with myself because I was firmly in the Lambert out camp, at the end of the season. I was like, I just don't think he can come back from this. I don't understand how he can still have a job when we're still in League One. I don't get it. I really don't. And I don't actually believe that he is the right person to get us out of League One. But how can I be right? With how well we're doing so far this season, I am wrong. I reserve judgment until Christmas.
I do agree with you. He's doing well, but he doesn't seem like he's the right person. I know what you mean, but I don't know who the right person would be. That's the thing.
And he's doing all the things that we want him to. We're I know that we wanted more youngsters playing today, and I still have my reservations about Hughes playing today, but he's doing it right. He's I'm not a fan of one striker up front, that still needs to be proven to me. But he's picking the right team. We're playing good football.
Yeah.
He's getting us where we wanted him to get us 2 years ago when we got relegated from the Championship. Do you know what I mean? Like we're a good team. They're clearly enjoying playing. The way Chambers celebrated his goal today, that was lovely to see. Like,
yeah, and I think the
I
pressure's on
don't think
Lambert.
there's many complaints I can put to him at the moment.
No. I think we say there's pressure on us to get out of this division. You've got salary cap. We don't want to be in the third tier. But there's also pressure on Lambert. He's not actually done much in his career over the last 10 years. He's been a bit of a firefighter at Stoke and Wolves, and he was in at Blackburn. But they're completely sort of forgettable tenures at those clubs, I think. So I feel like if he doesn't get success with us, where does he go? Is that the end of him managing in the Championship or higher? Do you know what I mean? So I think he's under pressure for his career as well.
Definitely, totally agree. I don't think many people have left us in recent years and gone on to anything good, have they? I mean, even Roy Keane, to an extent.
Where's Paul Hurst right now?
Mick McCarthy.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh, bless him.
His microphone's gone again. Is he okay?
Yeah.
We'll carry on. Amy will carry on. But yeah, I mean, he must be thinking to himself, if you pull Lambert, where do you go? Because he wants to get back into the Championship. Maybe he's still eyeing the Premier League to get back with Ipswich at some point. That's the dream scenario, isn't it? But where would he go if he didn't? I suppose he's always in his eye on maybe the Scotland job. That always seems to be a gig that people go to. But
you'd like to think that any manager you've got, their goal, their ultimate. Yeah, there we go. He's back. We've enjoyed talking without you. We don't need you.
That is the rumour.
We're just working out Paul Lambert's next move if he was to fail out of town.
You'd like to think his goal is to get us back up into the Championship and stabilise us there, surely.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking about what goal he's doing next, what job he's doing next.
Before I bring Adam Flatt in, I just want to quickly talk about and quickly change it ever so slightly. You're saying he's learnt from past mistakes, Paul Lambert, and he's come out with a different mentality and almost on top of players. Is he now in danger though of sticking too long with certain players in line of his better players? Because again today, 3 points, happy days. But again, it makes it harder to drop Wilson and Enciala. Wolfenden is the future. Wolfenden is the now as well. At what point do you say, James, we're hooking you out of the squad because we want to bring a ball player in Wolfenden, a better player, and go with that? Because he's got this whole win the shirt, keep the shirt. How does he now balance that?
Well, I think he must have. I mean, he would have done that last season, wouldn't he? So Wilson was playing well, Enciala was playing well. Now Wolfenden's come back to fitness, go straight back in the team. So I think it must be now the culture within the club that, if it ain't broken, we ain't going to try and fix it. So Wolfenden's just going to have to bide his time at the moment while those guys are playing well. And that sends the right message for me. You're playing well, you keep your spot. It don't send a good message, does it, if you're playing well, something on the subbench?
Yeah,
no.
agreed.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right. It's just that it was a comment in the chat, and I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think man management.
He's going to have to bide his time. But look, this is Ipswich. Injuries are never far around the corner, right? So it could be back in by next week. You just don't know, do you?
Yeah, no, that's very true. I tell you what, Emir Hughes today. Those are his stats from obviously last year. Adam Flatt, I'll welcome you in while we talk about Emir Hughes. What did you think of Emir Hughes' performance today, and does he need to do more?
I think he really struggled today, guys, to be honest. I think he gave the ball away an awful lot. There was one occasion in the second half as well where he put Kenlock under an awful lot of pressure. He sort of sold him really short a couple of times where his touch was just well off. First touch was, what they say, but your second touch is a tackle because your first one's so bad, So there was that, and he looks miles off it to me. Looks well away from where we need him to be. So I don't know if it's a fitness thing. I don't know if it's the injury that he had has just completely shagged him. But he looked poor today, really poor.
Yeah, Matt, what did you think of Emir Hughes today?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of preempted this at the start of the show, didn't we? We said there's two Hugheses. There was the one we had on loan who looked a really good player and was all clambering for McCarthy to sign him. And then there's the one that sort of appeared post-injury and well off the pace. And I have to agree with Adam. I seem to agree with Adam on most things, it seems. I think he was well off it. Yeah. He didn't do anything today that said he would keep his space for next week. Now, there's a player that's positions in jeopardy, because you'd imagine once Nolan's back in the running, he'll be back in the team.
And you can almost see a formation change as well, Amy. Obviously, with Bennett now being available, you could shift to a 4-4-2, have Nolan and Bishop and Dozell maybe in the same midfield if you feel that is strong enough as a 2. Or you can look at other things, maybe Judge inside as he played towards the back end of the second half. He didn't. We were saying before the game, Amy, that he had to do more. It didn't happen, did it?
No, exactly. That's what I was just going to say. I don't know whether saying he had a bad game is fair, but to be fair, I'm feeling very generous today. I felt like he was inconsequential. And it takes more than that for me. I felt like he was inconsequential, and that was the problem for me. And I just think, exactly as you've just said, we said that today he needed to make a difference. Every other player on that pitch today made a difference. Kenlock in not being so awful. But so for me, I feel like that's, like you were just saying, to keep your shirt. I'm not sure that he's done enough to keep his shirt. On your other point about changing to 4-4-2, I think I said it in the halftime show. I don't like having one up front. I'd much rather see 4-4-2 personally. But this is working, what we're doing, 4-3. Like, I don't want to change it. I actually, let's keep going with this. I don't really see why we would change it. Aside from I'd like to see Jackson playing alongside Hawkins, I don't think we should. But for me, I think you're right. I think that Hughes, I would imagine, was brought in because of Nolan's last minute inability to play. Is that the right way to describe it?
Right word. And Adam's a wordsmith, so I want to hear from Adam about Edwards before I move on to Facebook comments, because he's an absolute wordsmith, is Mr. Flat. So wax lyrical, Adam, about Gwion Edwards.
I generally think he'll score 15, 20 goals a season this year. I really do. I really do. I think he's fast, he's direct, he's aggressive, he's happy to take a man on, he can play either sides. I mean, what more do you need? I mean, he's 3 goals already so far? 3?
4.
Has he scored 4? 4. I mean, yeah, I think I think now he would probably be first name on the team sheet for me. He's that dangerous. And yeah, he could have had a hat-trick today. You know, just before he scored, he had one where he nearly bent into the corner where the keeper touched it. So he's a constant goal threat, and he sets goals up as well. He's just like that directness that he doesn't care. He's got the ball. He'll turn inside, or he'll go the other side, and he'll just go for it. And he'll be down that channel, or he'll be cutting in. And when he gets going, I think he's quite difficult to stop. So yeah, he's the man for me at the moment. Welsh Wizard, Gwion Edwards.
Matt, Miles Kenlock. I've got Reese on Facebook. Kenlock deserves a mention for all his haters. He had a steady game and made some good tackles and stuck to his game.
Yeah,
what did you think of Mr. Miles Kenlock?
Yeah, I thought he did well today. And as we said at half time, he showed that tenacity in the middle of the park to keep chasing that ball down. He forced that Blackpool player into making a challenge. Ball fell to our midfield, and that allowed Edwards to go and score. So he did really well. No one is wishing Miles Kenlock to have a bad game. It's just what we're wishing is for Ipswich to have a really good game and get 3 points. And who are the players that are going to help us to do that? Kenlock played his part today. Fair play. If he keeps playing like that, fair play. He'll keep the shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Callie doesn't want a formation change. Anything but a formation change, I think, in Callie's world. Curtis thought Bishop run and goal today was extremely good. Twisted defender like a pretzel. That's what he can bring, isn't it? It really is. People, and Reese has got another comment. People moaning about Hughes. Remember, he hasn't played a lot of football or 90 minutes of football in a long time. And I do get that, and I do agree with it somewhat.
That's an easy cop-out for me, that, Martin. That's too much of an easy cop-out. He's played enough football since he's been back.
I think
he played last season.
Isn't that the life of a squad player, though? Like, you've got to, A, not play many 90 minutes, but then B, when you do get the 90 minutes, take it with both hands.
Yeah, don't make excuses for him. He's an international player, and he's been at some top clubs. He should be doing better from us. 100%.
You can never be fully match fit until you've played a few 90 minutes, though, surely. So you can never be at your very best.
I feel like he's done it. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I feel like he's done enough time. Don't make excuses for people, you know. We've got a good squad of players. People have got to pull their socks up and get us out of this division. He should be one of them that should be pulling his socks up as an international class player. I'd expect more from him.
Yeah, no,
I do think at this stage in the season, that's right. I think at the beginning of the season, it would have been unfair to say, oh, he hasn't had many chances to prove himself. But actually, he has now. And there are people on the pitch who are proving themselves over 90 minutes-ish. So, yeah, I do. I'm not saying that Hughes should be there. I'm just saying that I do get what people are saying about him not having.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We don't want passengers.
No, well, no, that's the last. We had that too many times in the past, haven't we? We've had passengers too many times, and that's the way it is. I'm going to bring in your partner in crime. It's a busy show, this 3-0 win. 4-1 win, and it's the busiest show we've had all season. It's crazy. Yeah. Adam, we love you. Hopefully, see you tomorrow 1:30 around Tanner. Mr. Robbie D, Amy's partner in crime on a normal Saturday afternoon match day ticket. What did you make of today's performance? What have you got to say about it?
You there? You hear me okay?
We can. Houston, we don't have any problems today.
Say again?
What did you make of today's game, Rob?
I couldn't hear you then. Look, honestly, I don't know. Whoa, you cut out there. You got me again.
Yeah, we've got you.
Sorry, mate. You disappeared. All right, no worries. So yeah, well, 4-1 away. I mean, come on. Absolutely outstanding. I mean, I was quite negative the other day about us. And, frankly, I've been proved wrong straight away within 2 or 3 days of our little chat in WhatsApp. I mean, I was pessimistic about us. It's great. It's great. I was chuffed. I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was quite easy, having been to Blackpool away before, in February. And we really struggled, really. I mean, we were poor. Probably still should have won, but we were still poor. And ultimately, that seemed like a breeze when we took off the pedal. Obviously, Gary Medine popped up. But yeah, I'm chuffed. I mean, to win 4-1 away anywhere in any league is great. But I mean, with no striker scored a goal, and we're top of the league.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, isn't it? You know, we're not firing. I can
say. We've got injuries galore, no strikers scoring, and we're top of the league. I mean,
Rob, do you think we're overthinking the strikers aren't scoring? I made that point before the game started. No one scored for us. But does that really matter at the moment? If Hawkins is there just to bring the midfield into play and they're scoring, and the defence is scoring, we see Chambers again. What do you reckon? Do you think maybe it's not so much of an issue? If it would be an issue if we had two up top, right? If you've got one up top and everyone in the midfield getting forward, maybe it's not so much of an issue.
I think, honestly, I'm not really sure that any of the player, Hawkins particularly, was brought in to score goals. I mean, he's brought in as a striker, but Jackson and Norwood are scoring the goals.
He's a system player, is Hawkins. He's part of a system.
He was brought in to play. Yeah, he wasn't brought in to score 20 goals and get us promoted. He was brought to play a part. Yeah. And Drinham was probably was expected to play even smaller part. He would have been playing if he's fit. So I do think that, they've added goals to their game, haven't they? The likes of Bishop, the likes of Edwards. I mean, I wasn't really expecting that. And that is the reason we are where we are, because we're getting bodies around him and those players are popping up with goals. Nolan as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's part of the system, really, isn't it? To get bodies around Ollie Hawkins or Drinnan, whoever, and really flood the areas that they're going to be leaving spaces for. And it's working so far, and that's the credit. However, I say it all the time, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I like my strikers to score goals. I still want my strikers, at least in this run of fairly good performances, to be scoring goals. They haven't done it so far. Jackson came on today, and that one pass that he had the opportunity for was woeful. He'll want that one back without a shadow of a doubt. I think even my 8th-month son could probably do a better pass. Let's be honest, it was woeful, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, it wasn't great. But we talk about people not getting match time minutes. I mean, he's not had any, has he? But I think the Cruncher made a good point, didn't he, on our WhatsApp, Martin? That we've always had this theory that maybe Jackson couldn't play that central role in a 3. Maybe he could under this. We're not like lumping it to Murphy, are we? We're trying to play the ball on the floor. Maybe he can hold that ball up and bring people in. And of course, he brings that pace as well.
Who would have thought that Jackson would be fighting to get ahead of Hawkins, though? Which is where he is. The thing is with Hawkins, what I thought is that you were mentioning about the strikers not scoring goals. I don't really think they've had that many chances. Hawkins, it was the game against Rochdale, where he hit everything but the back of the net. The keeper saved it. That game he should have scored. But I mean, reality, apart from that, he's had maybe 4 or 5 bounces. He had that one down at Bristol. So he could have had a couple of goals, not kid ourselves. But I mean, he hasn't missed 15 chances, has he? He's had 4 or 5 chances. So actually, the chances aren't really coming. Like Martin said, probably the fact that he's more of a system player than a greedy player who's going to hit everything that comes into the box. He's linking up, and that is why the lads from midfield are getting the goals. Kane Vincent Chambers is all around the goals, isn't he? He loves the goal from right back from open play. He's been doing it for years, hasn't he?
So Accrington, Stanley next week.
Who are they?
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Marty loves the old gags.
Oh, I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy.
I'm waiting for the Cobblers when we play Northampton. That's the one I'm waiting for.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. What a load of old cobblers. Right, Accrington 6th after today's result. So, on to next week. Same lineup, exact same lineup. Maybe Hughes drops out. What do you think, guys? Obviously, next week joining me is actually Rich, the Cruncher, and that man there, Mr. Rob Davies 90. Looking forward to that. So, what do we want from next week, Rob?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you know more than me because I was not around before the kickoff. I don't know what was up with Nolan. I don't know what's up with Nolan. Obviously, he wasn't fit.
Half strain.
Okay, and Downs obviously went off last week, but I don't know what's actually.
He's out for months, mate.
Sure.
Knee injury.
I wish I put a $5 on that. Is an injury. He's out for months. Ward.
Achilles out for a month, least.
Christ. I don't know how we're doing this with that many good. It's not like we're missing 3 Ben Falanis, no offence to him, but we're missing players that would be in the team 46 games a season, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I think if Nolan's not fit, then I would suspect he goes with the same team.
Yeah.
Because it did work. Hughes might have been poor, but if it worked, why would you change it? It's like I said to you, Martin, about Holy, isn't it? Whether Holy's good or whether Holy's not. I mean, he's not conceding any goals, so he's not going to change the goalkeeper, is he?
He did today. He's not Bart. Amy.
Yeah, newsflash, he's not Bart. Thanks for that.
Actually, before I ask Amy the same question, give me your early bold prediction for next week.
Me?
Yeah. Make sure it's bold.
I'm going 3-1.
Like it. Amy, so what do you want from next week? Same lineup and, of course, your early bold prediction. Love a bold prediction, me.
Totally agree with Rob. I think same team, obviously depending on whether Nolan's fit or not. If Nolan is fit, I'd get him back in with Hughes. Would be interested if Judge keeps his spot. I think he should on today's performance. I enjoyed watching him. I thought he was very much in control of Garbett. Bold prediction. I hate Accrington Stanley. We're always poor against them, aren't we? Or is it just because I only see the away games? I think it'll be 1-1 and we'll probably be plunged from this amazing high that we're in at the moment to a panic.
I think I might get a few dictionaries sent out to some of my colleagues. Bold 1-1. Matt, redeem, please.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to we had that little run of 2-0s. I think it'll be that 2 or 3, maybe 2 or 3-0. I mean, does that show us how poor the league actually is if Accrington are sick? Because one of the smallest.
It's early days. The league don't take shape till game 10 at least.
They beat Rochdale in the day today, I think.
Yes, they must
They
have
were
done.
losing 1-0 to come from behind, if that's right. If Hughes doesn't play, who goes into that role?
That's bold.
Well,
Callie has got a bold one.
Callie's ace.
Surely.
Oh my God! Chambers hat-trick. Put the beer down, Callie. Flatty's got 6. Oh my! They've all started drinking. Punts and points around.
Chambers hat-trick is more bold than 6-0.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, put some cash on that, Callie.
Who could you play in there if Hughes isn't? I mean, obviously we've got Scouse out because he would have been that person, I think. So probably what are you looking at, McGavin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting shout.
That is a really young midfield, isn't it?
I think Hughes is really kind of where it's at, unless you tuck Judge in. I think same 11. He won't play with it. He won't be tempted to play with it. I think he'll want to roll with it again, get some momentum flowing, and I think we'll smash Stanley. There you go. Clip it up. I think we'll smash Stanley.
What are we saying about Garbett and Grant Ward as well? We talked about Gary Medine to have a career. Grant Ward's still got a career.
I think the words were woof at half time by me. I think. I mean, if both of them have got ambitions to play higher up, they need to pull some socks up because
I thought Grant Ward would have been, for me, he would have been one of those players you could re-sign for us on a pay as you play. Do you know what I mean? A bit like we did with Carriol a couple of years ago. I thought he would have been good in League One. I really did.
He looks like he's got that hat trick, didn't he, for us on his debut? He's just like been coasting ever since. He looked like he was coasting in that game today. And Garbett stayed up in the northwest, didn't he? It just suited him off the back of.
Do you reckon Carlo Ancelotti knows who he is yet?
That was funny.
That was funny. I felt a little bit bad for him, but not that bad.
Yeah, well, there you go. He's made his decision now, hasn't he? So there we go.
He really has. Adam's on the beards with Freddie Sears. That's the way to be. Callie McGuinness may come in the middle, like how Shalabar joined us to become central defensive midfielder. You could go to a back three, of course, then that would leave it free. Adam Flatt, calling the gang is blasting out. Yeah, I love it. I love it. There we go. We'll round it up there. 40 minutes of absolute beautifully goodness. Rob, we appreciate you, but I want to have that screen just there blank. Because tomorrow, 1:30, Talking Town with Adam Tanner, the Cruncher, the Phillips, myself, Amy Dansby watching, I'm sure. Get your questions in or appear live on the show and ask him directly. Adam, what was it like scoring at Anfield? That'll be the question I'm sure we'll hear the most. But I'm excited. Are you excited, Matt?
100%. We said to everyone, didn't we, back in the summer, the Avalanche is coming, Talking Town is coming. These are the kind of things that we're doing. Organising people like Adam Tanner to come on and speak to the fans. It's your show. Go and ask him a question. It'd be a great hour.
I asked Peter earlier. What's your favourite moment of Adam Tanner?
My favourite moment was, I don't know. Well, he lives near me. He's a Chelmsford lad. I used to like seeing kind of lads from Essex making their way with Town. So that was always, it was like one of our own. You know, someone from Essex playing for Town. I always used to like the fact Mickey Stockwell was from here. Probably his debut goal against Leicester, that was a real hit. But yeah, it was great. It was great to see Chelmsford lads getting involved, for Town. Brilliant.
Not really a memory, but we'll take it. Adam, Amy?
He was right at the beginning, I think, when I first started watching Town. But someone's got to mention it. Wasn't it Adam Tanner that had the ankle bracelet?
No, it was Gary Croft.
Gary Croft. Why did I think it was Tanner?
I don't know, but for legal reasons, we'd like to make clear that Adam Tanner didn't have an ankle bracelet.
Sorry, Tanner. Why did I think it was him? I do apologise. I think I may have been slightly too young. Bog off. I'll drink you under the table any day, Lambert.
Well, that's not hard, is it? That's not hard. My favourite memory
for that one.
My memory is I think Leicester. I've watched that a couple of times now. I remember it. It was a good goal, really good goal. But we're done. So we're back tomorrow at 1:30. Adam Tanner, Talking Town. Join us then, and we'll see you tomorrow. Up the Town, 3 points. Love it. Everyone.